Perhaps the only place on Earth that is still largely unexplored and full of mysteries is the oceans. Oceans cover more than 70% of the Earth's surface. The average depth of most oceans is about 3.7 kilometers, but its depth exceeds 11 kilometers, the Mariana Trench. A place that hosts life forms waiting to be discovered despite the freezing cold and incredible pressure in the deep. So do we really know what is hidden at such depths? How was this trench discovered? What did it have to do with the Soviet Union? What is the mystery behind the two strange sound recordings that came from the Mariana Trench over time? In this video, we will look for answers to all of these questions and go on a mysterious journey into the depths of the Mariana Trench together. About 180 million years ago, during the Jurassic period, while dinosaurs ruled the land, a battle began deep in the ocean. Two massive tectonic plates slowly but irresistibly collided. The Pacific Plate began sliding beneath the Philippine Plate. This enormous force pulled the ocean floor downward, and over time, the deepest scar on the planet was formed: the Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench stretches about 2,550 kilometers across the ocean floor. Its deepest point lies about 10,984 meters down. Recent measurements suggest it exceeds 11,000 meters. Horizontally, it is as wide as continents and vertically deep enough to swallow Mount Everest. In 1872, it was about to be discovered. Part 1. Discovery that the HMS Challenger set out on one of the greatest scientific ocean expeditions in history. The goal was to map the ocean floor. They traveled around 70,000 miles, about 1/3 of the distance between the Earth and the Moon. They took measurements at 350 different locations using a weighted iron rod attached to a long rope. When the rod touched the bottom, depth was calculated. Near Guam Island in the Western Pacific, they dropped the line again. The rope kept unspooling for minutes. 3,000 meters, 5,000 meters, 7,000 meters, and still going. Finally, it stopped. The measured depth was 4,475 fathoms, about 8,185 meters. It was the deepest measurement they had ever recorded. Without realizing it, the HMS Challenger crew had written the first page of a historic discovery. However, the first recorded depth turned out to be inaccurate because currents and rope angle were not fully accounted for. Also, early seafloor mapping was driven not only by science, but by military needs, mainly to plan undersea cable routes and naval paths. In 1951, the British research ship HMS Challenger 2 used the then new sonar technology. Sonar sends sound waves underwater and measures their return after hitting solid objects. Using sonar, they measured the trench at around 10,900 meters, the deepest known point in the ocean. This location was named Challenger Deep in honor of the ship. Part 2. Journey to the depths. Reaching the deepest point was extremely difficult because the pressure there is about 1,000 times normal surface pressure. Swiss scientist Auguste Piccard designed a pressure-resistant deep diving vessel called a bathyscaphe. After early prototypes, the vessel Trieste was improved by the U.S. Navy to withstand depths of 11,000 meters. On January 23, 1960, Jacques Piccard and U.S. Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh descended in Trieste. The dive lasted about 9 hours in a very small cabin. After about 5 hours, they reached the bottom. Roughly 36,000 feet down, they observed soft sediment and a small number of sea creatures. One reported sighting was a flat, pale fish about 30 centimeters long, surprising scientists at the time, since such fish were not expected to survive at that depth. The zone deeper than 6,000 meters is called the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the mythological ruler of the underworld, a fitting name for the coldest, darkest, most extreme part of the ocean. Part 3. Mysterious Sounds. In 1997, NOAA recorded an unusual deep ocean sound, different from known wave, earthquake, or animal noises. It was detectable from thousands of kilometers away. Some scientists suggested it could be from a very large marine animal. Others thought it came from an unknown geological event. No definitive proof was found. In late 2014, another strange sound was recorded west of the Mariana Trench. After months of analysis, the closest match was determined to be an unusual call of the minke whale, though questions remained about why it was heard only in certain periods and locations. Even today, the true nature of some of these sounds and much of what exists in the Hadal depths remains unknown. Perhaps future technology will reveal what lies hidden there. Until then, the Mariana Trench remains one of our planet's greatest mysteries.